Ever wonder how much money the biggest stars in the UFC actually make? Between show plus win payments, pay-per-view cuts, sponsorships, and backroom bonuses, the average UFC fighter took home a total salary of $148,000 last year for their efforts, a figure that factors in everyone from the prelim fighters to the biggest stars in the sport. So, how exactly do these fighters get paid? Well, the most important rate of pay for a UFC fighter comes in the form of their show and win money. The vast majority of fighters fight around 2 to 4 times per year and have a contract that will see them receive double pay if they get a win. Lower-tiered athletes in the UFC might take home around $25,000 just to show up, and another $25,000 if they get their hand raised. Established veterans who have been in the sport for years usually bring in anywhere between $100,000 and $500,000 per fight, with 13-year UFC veteran Jose Aldo, for example, taking home $400,000 for his most recent outing in a non-title fight. Champions in the UFC receive a minimum of $500,000 in base pay, as long as they hold the belts. Although some earn more, with the middleweight champ Israel Adesanya earning just over $1 million at UFC 253 in guaranteed pay before any extras were factored in. For every UFC event, 3 or 4 official Performance of the Night bonuses are given for the very best knockouts, submissions, and the single best fight of the night, with each fighter receiving a cool $50,000 bonus if they manage to stand out. And while the UFC's ongoing deal with Reebok prevents fighters from bringing in their own sponsors, fighters are also paid between $5,000 and $50,000 for every fight, depending on their status and time spent in the sport. Another branch of fighter pay comes from the backroom bonuses. These bonuses are separate from the official Performance of the Night payments, although they are also given for standout performances and generally serve as an extra thank you for keeping the company happy. After every event, these bonuses are paid at the discretion of the UFC, and for that reason, they are under no obligation to reveal the details of these to the public. But for those fighters who really break out and make a name for themselves, that's when the real money starts to come in. Like in boxing, pay-per-view revenue cuts are what bring in the truly major money. Basically, a headlining fighter will negotiate a percentage cut of every pay-per-view purchase, leaving them with direct control over their earnings. Take Conor McGregor's record-breaking clash with Khabib Nurmagomedov. Though his base rate was set at $3 million, the former two-weight champ's earnings were estimated to be closer to $25 million, based on the 2.4 million pay-per-view buys the event achieved. It basically means you can earn based on your ability to draw eyes to your fights. Overall, though, there is quite a huge gap between the sport's biggest earners and the majority of the world's mixed martial arts athletes. Though a $40,000 paycheck for one night's work might sound good on paper, when you factor in expenses that range from paying your coaches and nutritionists to travel and general upkeep, the actual take-home figure is a lot less. The life of an MMA fighter is one filled with uncertainty, and all things considered, your chances of being adequately compensated for your troubles are quite low. As the sport continues to grow, that will likely change. But for now, that's the risk that every MMA hopeful is forced to take.